Welcome Forex Fortune Hunters, it's Tom Willmott, and in this video we're going to complete work on our new template, Super GMMA. GMMA standing for Guppy's Multiple Moving Averages. And we've embellished on that a lot. In our last video we showed you how we got to the point that you see on the screen. We are now looking at a pound and yen 30-minute chart, which is a nice chart to see about how the market is moving overall on a daily and weekly basis. And basically now what we have is a situation where we want to dive in and see what additional elements we'd like to add to this in order to really firm up our template, Super GMMA. So let's hold on to our hats. We're about to get started right after this. Okay, Fortune Hunters, let's get started on this. Last time, as you recall, we were in a position where we put together our long GMMA with our own 12, 16, 20, and 24 EMA to create this really helpful set of bands that we use to try to figure out whether the market is moving with us or against us, to see where the changeover in trend is located, and then to take advantage of the first pullback in the trend to try to enter the trade with least amount of risk. This week, by the way, for all the British pound pairs ought to be very interesting as we're reaching that deadline on the 12th of April. Nobody really knows what's going to happen, whether May is going to call for snap elections, but they're not really very much closer than they have been. Tomorrow, Monday, the 1st of April, hopefully it won't be April Fool's Day, we'll be seeing a set of new votes in the Parliament to potentially come up with something that could compete in a runoff vote against Ms. May's plan. So let's see how that's going to affect us here. Notice that I've added to the chart this time our standby medallion, which is the signal that a crossover has occurred in the 12 and 24. Notice at that point then we drop down below our fail-safe 47 EMA or 50 EMA, depending upon what you'd like to put in here. Notice that at that point, instead of holding and pulling back up above the 45, we drop below the 55, sorry, we drop below the 45, and then we have to watch for a pullback into this band as well as our own bands, which are now spread nicely, so we can tell that the long-term folks are selling as well as the short-term traders. Short-term traders try to force the market up. They push into the bands, and for sure here in this area we have this failure. And so whether you want to take the trade in this area or wait until this one is probably too late after this down candle has occurred, you want to take that first pullback into the bands, because you can see here that this candle alone on a 30-minute chart was all of 32 pips. So really and true, you want to be very careful. Now, what sometimes I do about this is if we come into this area right here, we might want to take our line, and we know we're pulling back into the bands. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger so you can see it for sure. Sorry, it's so skinny. You can't see a damn thing here. Okay, now we've got something. Now what we're going to do is our trick of dropping down a time frame. Let's just see what happens here. Notice that on the 15-minute chart, we pull back. We're testing that 47.50. And let's just even see if you want to use a 50. Let's move here and change it over and give you what you'd like. And I had 47 in there for fun. So it doesn't make a hell of a lot of difference. You can see pull back to the bands, compression of the bands. That's what we always like to look for here. Stays on the 15-minute chart within the 45.55 on the RSI. A nice trade is developing here, and down we go. Notice that this was the open of the London session where we got the first thrust to the downside, and also here a little bit of a pullback prior to the 7 a.m. Boston, New York time frame, and then here we go again into the New York opening. So we had two nice pullbacks here, one down, just prior to 7, then another pullback as traders. Now this one is a little better. The candle isn't quite so severe if you're looking for that confirmation. 26 pips, depending upon, as I said, your stop loss. If you wanted to go for 20 cents a pip, that's about a $50 risk to your trade. And on the other hand, we had nice move of 60 pips to the downside. So there's definitely your 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio. Let's back up now and just see once again about time frames and check what we're up to here. Let's go back to our 30-minute chart. Notice that this is the Sunday night open of the market. This is a Monday chart into Tuesday and so on. Now we're backing up here. This was on the 18th of March, so I've gone back 2 weeks from the current time frame just to see what's happening here. Let's move into Tuesday, and you can see here just chop the whole day. Nothing substantial, no big moves of any sort. Best to simply stay out. And then we come into Wednesday, and there was an announcement and a vote apparently in Parliament. I've forgotten now. Time flies when we're having fun. Okay, now let's move on over here. And what I'd like to do now is to share with you, in one other video we put on the Ichimoku cloud without any of its moving averages, really just the cloud itself. In this particular video, what I said I would do is add our Zeelander Signal Line. That signal line from our book from 2 years ago, which is held up very nicely in terms of strategies. And what I said was that once we got this turnover and this down thrust, what we wanted to do in the book was actually to draw a line. That's what we said here. We hadn't had any automation at that point. We were going to draw a line and make sure that we were able to understand across the board where that close. Hang on one sec here, what we've got here. That's the horizontal line, parameters common, and we'll make it a little thicker so you can see it. Sorry. Okay, now we wanted to make sure that before we took our trade, we had a confirmation, in fact, that we were going to have this 12 EMA drop down through, and that was the confirmation of the trade, so that we didn't get involved in chop like you saw on the previous day, that Tuesday trade when nothing was happening. We'd like to avoid getting eaten alive by that. We want a real trend, and the confirmation of this trend is the 12 EMA dropping below our Zeelander signal line. Now, I'll get rid of this for you now, and I'm going to simply add now the signal line, because I did have a program put together and created an indicator that will automatically add that line during the day, so you don't have to be drawing lines every second or two. Now what I've done is to put that into a separate template called GMMA 4, and you can see here I've also added an MACD, but I'll get rid of that one for you so you can see it more clearly once again. Here we go. Notice this is where we were on that chart before, and our signal line is right in place way we want it to be. Blue for the downtrend and white for the uptrend. Notice that we had a small thing here, just a small move to the upside with our arrow on the previous day, but nothing of note. Now we pull into the session a bit of an uptick in optimism in the Australian markets, and then our London session and our pullback here. Now what we'd like to do at this point, and you can see what's happened, is we pulled into the bands right here after this. So what we do here is to put our line on the candle directly after the arrow. We drop down one time frame, and notice we pulled right back into the bands just like we did the last time, and this helps you to automate the process. In addition to having the medallion, we do have the ability to have our line in place, and it's just instructive as to how that's going to work. Okay, now just quickly before we wrap up, I wanted to show you one other reason that I really like the Zeelander signal line on this template, this SuperGMMA template. Bottom line is as follows. You can see here how even on a 30-minute chart, we've had just a meandering of price, very volatile, up and down all day Monday. This was the Sunday night session. And one of the things you can keep your eye on here is that if the averages have failed to move through our confirming lines, then you know there should be no trade. And this took place even into Tuesday until such time as I guess the British Parliament was going to vote on something else again. And so all of a sudden there's optimism that the pound is going to rally back, up into the 145.50 area. And so therefore, there was nothing happening in this area. Stay out on our 30-minute chart. Now, are there scalps available here if you were to drop down to a 5 or a 15-minute chart, even a 1-minute chart in certain circumstances, if you would look for 20 pips or 30 pips using the same strategies we've used before? Sure. But for the beginning time here, getting used to this, I would suggest this 30-minute opener. Now, let's come over here to Tuesday of last week. We'll put in our line right here afterwards. After we get our arrow, we'll drop down to the 15-minute chart. And sure enough, look, we're just off to the races. Now, if you are an advanced trader, drop down to the 5. And you can see here, we did have this big move, a pullback into the bands, touching the top of the 55. This would be a trade you could take, and it was good for 46 pips, but you can see that once you drop down into these lower time frames, your risk is going to increase and your reward is likely to shrink. Now, I would not use anything other than the low here of this move as my stop loss level. I wouldn't go all the way back to the 50, 47 or 50. I certainly wouldn't use the Zeelander line at this point. I would wait for my pullback. I'd get involved, but I would suggest to you, if you're just beginning to use this template, just forget about it. We missed this up move, so what? There will be other trades. Now let's go back to our 30-minute chart. We'll get rid of these lines so they don't confuse us. And we'll come over here. Notice that on Wednesday, we had the same situation as we had before. We had just complete flat. We were waiting for another vote in Parliament, some additional development. So if you're in the South, go play golf. If you're in the mountains and there's still snow, go skiing. This is not the market you want to be in. It's simply consolidating, balancing while it's waiting for the next alert. Even when we get the arrow here, notice there's no pullback into the bands. There's simply a collapse. So there's no trade in this area here, and that saves us once again, our strategy, from a certain, annihilation. It isn't until we get into Thursday that we see that we have an arrow, we have wide open bands, and we're ready to take a trade. So as you can see, we have our down arrow. Let's quickly put our line in place, our vertical line in place. Let's do our drop down to the 15-minute time frame. We have to slide our chart over. Notice that we right away had a pullback into the bands that did qualify. And given that this is a 15-minute chart, even though it looks tiny, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before we get our failure. So that's fully an hour and 15 minutes that you have after you've dropped down on the chart to get prepared potentially for your entry. And if at that point you want to move to a 5, you could conceivably move to a 5 in order to limit your risk even further. But let's just pretend that we were going to take a look at this trade here. This is the failure. And we're down here and we have 66 pips to the downside. And we have how many to the upside? Just a 16, 17 pip reversal opportunity. But you can tell it's unlikely that that's going to happen right here. If you'd prefer, you could wait until you get over here into the 7 o'clock hour when typically more New York money comes into the market. Also, and you have also now your European traders as well as your New York traders and East Coast traders, and also Asian traders in the evening So we have a full market audience during this particular period in time. Lots of volatility, but also lots of fast-moving action that will help us get our pips if we're in the trade at the right time. Now, in this particular case, right after the 9:30 hour, there was another downdraft and then a pullback with some significant heat that actually had a couple of candlestick wicks sticking above the 50. This could give you good perspiration on your forehead if you entered the trade here. But notice we're not still in this particular case. Obviously, this is no longer a stop-loss line for us. Our 50 is the one, and notice it was right here. We're at the top of the candle. So this was the top of the most recent high, and we were also in a position where our 50 is dropping down with us, so we're in good shape there. We've had some pullback and consolidation and some compression of the bands. So all this is looking pretty good, and our stop loss, if it's up in this area here, if you were to look from here to here, oops, sorry about that. Let's see what we got going. This trade right here, 43 pips is too much. I don't think I'd take the trade at this particular position here. And so if you were in fact going to be able to take the trade from this point forward here, you probably wouldn't want to do any more than 22, maybe 30 pips. And the downward thrust to 72 would be in a double or triple kind of a risk to reward situation. Okay, one last thing here as we look forward is we moved into Friday. We'll take our 30-minute chart back. Notice that for the full amount of time on Friday, we had again this setup where all the moving averages on the 30-minute chart are between our Zeelander signal lines. And obviously, although Friday could have been frustrating and you would have had to drop down to a 5-minute chart to do some scalping, if you stick with your 30-minute program, you would have stayed out of trouble and reserved the money you'd made in the previous days during the week, waiting for more Brexit action as we head into April. Hope that's helpful to you guys. If you like these videos, please do subscribe to the channel, and we'll send you an alert if you hit the alarm bell when the next video is out and ready. Meanwhile, check out FxFortuneHunter.com, and please send me comments or an email if you need any of these indicators. Happy to share them with you from my Dropbox account. Talk soon, and thanks for watching.